India has seen economic crises before: wars, oil shocks, food shortages, and fiscal stress. And almost every time, governments implemented tough austerity measures. However, as import pressure mounts and forex reserves shrink, Prime Minister Modi's appeal has sparked a different conversation. As critics say, it appears more symbolic than structural. So how did past Indian governments respond? And how different is Modi's approach? On 10th of May, Modi appealed to Indians to work from home, carpool, use public transport, cut gold purchases, and limit foreign travel.
हमें पेट्रोल डीजल का उपयोग कम करना होगा कि हम मेट्रो का ही उपयोग करेंगे। अगर कार में ही जाना जरूरी है तो फिर कार पूल करने का प्रयास करें। वर्क फ्रॉम होम, ऑनलाइन कॉन्फ्रेंसेस, वर्चुअल मीटिंग्स, इनको हमें फिर से प्राथमिकता देनी है। कम से कम एक साल के लिए हमें विदेशों में जाने की बातों को टालना चाहिए। कोई भी फंक्शन हो, कोई भी कार्यक्रम हो, हम सोने के गहने नहीं खरीदेंगे, सोना नहीं खरीदेंगे।
All this in order to reduce pressure on India's foreign exchange reserves. Since the war in West Asia, India's foreign exchange reserves have fallen from $728 billion to $690 billion by 1st May, a drop of $38 billion in roughly 2 months. India imports 88% of its fossil fuels. Gold, crude, and edible oil account for nearly a third of all imports. The current account deficit, which sat below 1% of GDP in 2025-2026, could double in 2026-27 if these trends hold. In 1965, India was at war with Pakistan. Inflation was at 8.7%. Forex reserves covered barely 2 months of imports, and a failed monsoon had devastated food grain production. Prime Minister Shastri enforced strict food rationing. He personally asked every Indian to skip dinner on Monday evenings. Restaurants were ordered shut on Monday nights. Symbolic, yes, but it was backed by enforcement and state action. In 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait. Oil prices spiked and India was under severe strain. VP Singh's government enforced direct restrictions on petrol and diesel sales through oil marketing companies, and then imposed a 25% Gulf surcharge on petroleum products. The government matched its intent with a policy instrument. After the 2008 North Atlantic financial crisis, the Manmohan Singh government ordered ministers to fly only economy class. Then in May 2012, Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee mandated a 10% cut on non-planned expenditure. New government posts were frozen, vehicle purchases were banned, 5-star hotel conferences were prohibited, and foreign travel for officials was restricted. A week after Modi's appeal, very few enforcement measures followed. Senior ministers have downsized their convoys. State governments like Tripura have implemented a 50% work-from-home rule for employees. The government raised import duties on gold and silver, though economists flagged a familiar problem. Higher gold duties historically fuel smuggling and black markets, creating an administrative headache without fixing the underlying problem. And then on 15th May, after more than 4 years, fuel prices were finally hiked. Petrol and diesel up by 3 rupees per litre, CNG up by 2 rupees per kilogram in Delhi and Mumbai. Economists call it inevitable, but caution that one round may not be enough to fully offset oil marketing companies' losses. Now, to be fair, India's economy today is far stronger than it was in 1965 or 1990. Reserves remain substantial, there is no immediate balance of payment crisis. But economists say austerity works best when symbolism is matched by hard policy choices. The fuel hike is a start. The question is whether more follows and how quickly. Follow Business Standard for more stories.